Mendeecees has sparked new rumors by claiming that Erica is trying to ruin his name with a hidden DNA test. Talks of secret lab results and leaked messages have swarmed social media, leaving fans split and hungry for answers. No one really knows what went down behind closed doors, but everyone's buzzing about it. Did Erica actually plan a private test to corner Mendeecees, or is this just another twist in their tangled relationship? As screenshots of frantic text exchanges and tense voice notes flood the internet, the questions keep piling up. Why would Erica take such a risk unless she felt cornered? And why would Mendeecees lash out so fast unless something deeper was going on? Viewers are stuck wondering which version holds the truth. Even the couple's closest friends and relatives have been pulled into the drama, sharing conflicting stories that only add more confusion. One moment there's talk of a sincere apology. The next it's full-blown manipulation taking over the narrative. Fans are locked to their screens, scrolling through every post, hoping for one clue to crack the truth. Stick with us as we sort through the gossip, review the clues, and consider whether this DNA drama could flip Erica and Mendeecees' story upside down. What you're about to hear may totally shift what you thought you knew. In the haze of late-night scrolling and non-stop rumor threads, the firestorm around Erica and Mendeecees erupted. It all kicked off when an anonymous user on a trending platform uploaded what they claimed were images of private lab conversations. In these unclear screenshots, a lab worker allegedly described managing a fast-track DNA sample under a fake name, following strict orders to skip all alert protocols. The post's caption claimed Erica had created a false identity to see the results before Mendeecees even knew testing had begun. Fans jumped in immediately, breaking down every pixel, zooming into timestamps and phone digits, hunting for evidence that this mess was more than just talk. Mendeecees' reply came fast, but vague. In a low-quality 6-second clip posted to his private story, he turned from the camera, his voice quiet as he said, "I never agreed to that." The video cut off abruptly, leaving followers scrambling for answers. Some figured he was denying any part in a DNA test, while others thought he was hinting at a betrayal too deep for words. That uncertainty sparked all-night debates. Was Erica really behind a secret test, or was someone else pulling strings to blow up their bond? Meanwhile, the original lab screenshots spread like wildfire. Fan pages began digging into public info to check if the lab or the technician even existed. When nothing came up, talk turned to Photoshop or a staged hoax to wreck Erica's reputation. One self-proclaimed digital sleuth released a tutorial showing how to spot fake leaks, highlighting flaws in fonts and metadata. Erica's fans pushed back, saying the video was slanted and unfair. Skeptics, on the other hand, took the video as solid proof the entire story was cooked up. Behind the scenes, tension between Erica and Mendeecees boiled over. A source close to Erica described a heated phone call that went viral after a short audio clip leaked. In the clip, Erica's voice was tight and emotional. "I just needed to know where I stand." "You told me the truth mattered," Mendes replied, his tone guarded. "If I wanted a test, I'd come to you first." Then, after a pause, he added quietly, "But now it's too late." The call ended there. Abruptly, listeners speculated whether their relationship could withstand such a deep breach of trust. The audio's origin was never verified, but its emotional weight was unmistakable. As these private moments made the rounds, the wider public started chiming in. Fan pages devoted to the couple blew up with polls. Should Erica have told him first? Is Mendeecees right to feel betrayed? Discussion threads stretched across thousands of comments, mixing legal takes with relationship advice. On one side, Erica's supporters claimed expecting a pregnant woman to seek permission for security violated her autonomy. On the other, Mendeecees' defenders argued open dialogue is the bedrock of real love and secret. Tests were a serious betrayal. Amid the digital storm, a new voice entered, a friend of Mendeecees, who claimed he'd seen texts between Mendeecees and Erica's manager. In them, the manager allegedly wrote, "We're playing for keeps. Rush this or it's off." The shared posts included snippets of chat, redacted to hide phone details, but rich in tone and intent. Viewers dissected each message, debating whether the words showed genuine concern for the baby's future, or cold, calculated strategy to grab headlines. Again, the source's truth was questioned, but for drama-hungry fans, every message felt like another breadcrumb in a live mystery. As the saga continued, Erica's own family was pulled into the storm. Her sister Omar Rosa uploaded an emotional video plea, asking fans to consider Erica's mental state. "She's carrying life," Omar Rosa said through shaking lips. "You're blaming her for seeking answers. The clip spread like wildfire, bringing both sympathy and suspicion. Some accused Omar Rosa of timing the video at peak outrage to control public opinion. Others said blood ties made her defense not just valid, but necessary. Either way, the post confirmed that what started as private pain had now become public domain. On the other side, Mendeecees' family spoke up too. His cousin Jamal appeared on a late-night stream, swearing that Mendeecees' love had never wavered. Jamal shared how excited Mendeecees had been about fatherhood, from looking into parenting workshops to buying nursery decor. When the DNA buzz hit, he was floored, Jamal claimed. He said, "I'm all in, but I need to know the truth." Jamal's support was clear, though some watchers questioned whether his version left out the cracks in Mendeecees' faith. Once again, two versions clashed, and fans were left picking sides in a story of dueling truths. The plot thickened when another short video appeared, allegedly captured at a charity gala. In the shaky clip, a woman resembling Erica was heard saying, "This will secure his future." A second voice, presumed to be a producer, replied, "Just make sure it's airtight." The footage was blurry, the audio fuzzy, but subtitles helped spell out the alleged exchange. Some fans took this as proof Erica was using the test strategically. Others insisted the clip had been edited. Forensic analysts jumped in, claiming background sounds hinted it was recorded elsewhere entirely. The battle over the clip only proved how every new leak could fuel more questions than answers. At the same time, major outlets began throwing in their takes. A top entertainment site ran a headline, "DNA drama, are Erica's intentions honest or headlines driven?" The article triggered fresh debate. Inside, the journalist spoke to relationship therapists who analyzed the morality of secret testing and praised honesty above all. The piece closed with one line that hit hard, "Whether true or not, this entire ordeal showed how reality TV had turned real heartbreak into binge-worthy content." Readers swarmed the comments, some mourning how private pain had become social media theater. In the middle of this chaos, the lab at the heart of the controversy stayed eerily quiet. All media inquiries went unanswered. The tech whose messages sparked it all never stepped forward. Some speculated the lab was silenced by legal threats. Others believed it was just a diversion tactic. That silence only fed the frenzy, with fans combing through attorney forums and lab tech blogs to find anything about the mystery sample. The hunt for proof turned obsessive, a shared digital detective game with real lives on the line. As part 1 neared its midpoint, the emotional tension only grew. Some fans began expressing regret. What once felt like a warm love story had morphed into a storm of distrust and damage. "I just want them to talk this out," one comment read. Another user added, "This is why I gave up on reality TV, everyone's heartbreak becomes a cliffhanger." These rare moments of reflection hinted at something deeper, a discomfort with watching real pain turn into digital drama. Then just when the dust seemed to settle, a fresh leak hit the web. It was a draft of a public statement from Erica's PR team. In it, Erica was ready to deny any secret DNA scheme, calling the screenshots completely fake. Misinformation. The draft went on to express Erica's desire for compassion from the public. Its existence suggested that Erica's camp had anticipated the backlash and prepared accordingly. To some, this hinted at premeditation. To others, it looked like preparation. Either way, it marked the start of a carefully managed battle for public perception. Hopeful fans speculated, would Mendeecees agree to a joint public DNA test to end the noise? Would Erica's draft statement be the final word? Or would she step forward with a press conference to reclaim her truth? Sources close to the couple hinted at behind-the-scenes meetings, with coaches, with mediators, suggesting reconciliation talks had quietly begun. As online predictions swirled, one truth stood out. This wasn't just about a DNA test anymore. It was about trust, betrayal, strategy, and who stood to benefit from all the confusion. By now, the question had shifted. Not, did Erica order a secret DNA test, but, who gains by keeping the world guessing? As part 1 of this twisted saga closed, viewers braced for part 2, a chapter where legal threats, family standoffs, and maybe even a bombshell confession would launch the drama into unknown territory. And just when you think you've got it figured out, remember, in the world of celebrity scandals, truth wears 1,000 faces. The fallout from the alleged DNA test sent shockwaves across every circle. Fans wanted answers. Insiders scrambled for control. After Erica's team circulated their draft denial, branding the lab screenshots as fabricated misinformation, Mendeecees' camp moved fast to protect his image. In a late-night strategy session, his legal team advised him to tread lightly, show concern, hint at betrayal, but never mention Erica or the lab by name. Hours later, a short clip surfaced on a trusted fan page. "I cherish our family," he said, "but trust must be earned. I'm waiting for clarity." The delivery? The message? Vague. Fans split down the middle. Some admired his poise. Others accused him of dodging. While the public dissected every breath of Mendeecees' video, Erica's inner circle began to close ranks. A private gathering meant to show unity leaked after a guest shared a clip on a gossip podcast. Insiders described Erica as both broken and determined, sobbing in one moment, rehearsing an apology the next. "I just needed certainty," she whispered to herself, gazing into a small hand mirror. Critics claimed the scene was too polished. Proof, they said, of a calculated redemption arc. Supporters pushed back. She was simply preparing to speak her truth on her own terms. Tensions inside the family mounted. Erica's sister Omar Rosa shared another tearful appeal online, begging for public grace. Her mother, meanwhile, tried to quash rumors of a family split. Across the line, Mendeecees' cousin Jamal went live to defend him again, reminding viewers of his cousin's true heart beyond the scandal. But when asked directly if Mendeecees would take a voluntary DNA test, Jamal paused, hesitated, dodged, and with that silence, the drama only deepened. Behind the scenes, the reality show's producers walked a tightrope. Ratings had exploded. Every leak, every blurred video, drove record engagement. But legal advisors warned. One misstep, and they'd face defamation suits. Writers drafted a mid-season segment. It linked Erica's charity efforts, with soft nods to the swirling rumors. But every script line was reviewed, redlined, and rewritten by lawyers. Producers debated whether to blur faces in leaked clips or cut them entirely. The result? Viewers started suspecting the network was playing favorites. Privately, executives admitted the show's future depended on how they navigated this minefield, without losing trust or control. Then, just as temper started to cool, a new leak reignited everything. A mysterious audio snippet, unverified, unclear, but said to feature Erica, and someone sounding suspiciously like Mendeecees. From a leaked group chat among Erica's closest friends surfaced online. In the clip, one voice said, "If the test is negative, sweep it under the rug. If it's positive, break it publicly." Another replied, "And we stuck to the narrative that it was all about the baby's future." The voices were muffled, unidentifiable, but the subtitles left little room for doubt. Fans were stunned by the cold calculation. Emotions ran high. Commentators debated whether Erica's camp was exploiting maternal instincts to generate headlines. Skeptics pointed to audio glitches, possible signs of digital tampering. Still, the clip continued to spread, each repost fanning a new wave of controversy. At the same time, leaks from Mendeecees' side began to appear. A supposed email from his manager to a PR consultant read, "Emphasize his commitment to fatherhood, but suggest the public wait for official documents." The leak included draft talking points, notes about preparing him for a live interview. Readers questioned everything. Was this genuine remorse or calculated brand protection? The family was split. Some relatives were exhausted by the endless spin. Others argued that in today's media circus, the strategy was survival. Amid these carefully planned statements and orchestrated leaks, real relationships began to crack. A longtime friend of Erica's shared a painful phone call. In it, Erica had confessed, "I feel like I betrayed him before I even tried to trust him." The friend, speaking anonymously on a late-night podcast, described Erica sobbing, torn between fear of being abandoned and fear of being labeled manipulative. Listeners connected to her vulnerability. They called for compassion, reminding others, she's human, not just a headline. At the same time, a confidant of Mendeecees revealed that he had withdrawn to a remote rental home. Just him, his thoughts, and a stack of legal documents. He was trying to reconcile two versions of himself, the father-to-be and the man under siege. As these personal moments leaked out, a surprising new figure stepped into the chaos. A tech journalist specializing in digital forensics. After analyzing metadata from the leaked files, the journalist published a report. Their findings? Some of the most damning screenshots showed signs of digital manipulation. Mismatched fonts, timestamps that didn't align, inconsistent file origins. The report didn't fully clear Erica's name, but it shook confidence in the most viral accusations. Some fans immediately pivoted, praising the journalist's digital detective work. Others dismissed the findings as too little too late. Either way, the report cast doubt, just as public opinion threatened to lock into rigid sides. Then another line was crossed, and it came from the shadows. An unverified document, allegedly Erica's private therapy notes, was posted on a controversial forum. It detailed her deep-seated fear of abandonment and a pattern of seeking control in relationships. Mental health advocates were outraged. They called the leak an unforgivable breach. But in the public square, the notes became ammunition. Some empathized, seeing a woman grappling with anxiety. Others claimed it proved a manipulative mindset. As the story raced toward another boiling point, a final twist arrived. A surprise interview snippet aired, featuring a former neighbor of Erica's. She described seeing Erica pacing her porch late at night, talking intensely into her phone. One quote stood out. "This is my only leverage." Who was on the other end? Mendeecees? A producer? A friend? Nobody knew. But the speculation was explosive. Commentators warned about misinterpreting isolated remarks. But conspiracy theorists ran wild, calling it irrefutable proof of a master plan. With each new leak, the story twisted further. Fan factions clashed. Hashtags like #DNA or drama and #trust but verify battled for dominance. Pundits questioned the morality of turning private breakdowns into public spectacle. And behind the scenes, the show's network was still tightrope walking, balancing surging ratings against the looming threat of lawsuits. Private conversations, therapy sessions, family gatherings, everything was now public property. And just when it seemed like the storm might pass, Mendeecees quietly posted a message. Fans, pre-recorded interviews, or even a side-by-side couch segment featuring Erica and Mendeecees. The pitch was bold, part healing, part high-stakes television. Behind closed doors, legal teams hesitated. "It's a birth, not a broadcast," Erica's representative said firmly, citing privacy concerns. But the network countered. "This is the narrative. America's been here every step of the way." In private, Erica was torn. "I want my baby to enter peace, not headlines," she told her therapist. Yet she also recognized the reality: silence might be interpreted as guilt. Mendeecees, too, struggled. He confided to a mentor, "I want to be there, but I don't want it to be a show." His words echoed the sentiment of many viewers, uncertain where authenticity ended and entertainment began. Still, the internet clamored for closure. Countdown threads speculated on the baby's name, skin tone, and resemblance. Gossip forums posted side-by-side baby photos of distant cousins as evidence. And then, an unexpected quiet. For 2 days, no new leaks. No cryptic posts. No fan page updates. Just silence. Until a simple image appeared on Erica's feed. A baby's hand, gripping hers. No caption. Mendeecees reposted it minutes later with the words, "Welcome. No more tests. Just love." It wasn't confirmed. It wasn't denial. But it was still enough. For now. Because in this world, where every truth is chased, twisted, and monetized, the line between peace and PR is paper thin. And somewhere, in the shadows of a still smoldering storm, both camps knew. This saga might have paused, but it was far from over. As the monitors beeped steadily beside her, the pain was real, the stakes higher than ever. But for the first time in weeks, the cameras were off. No producers whispering cues. No filtered Instagram posts. Just breath, sweat, and the overwhelming ache of transformation. Omar Rosa, her sister, later described the moment in a private journal entry leaked days later. She wasn't a reality star in that room. She was just a woman. A mother. And when the baby cried, Erica wept like she'd never cried before. Outside the delivery room, Mendeecees stood still. When the nurse cracked the door open and gave him the nod, he didn't speak, just stepped inside. Witnesses described his face softening, his arms slowly opening. And then, silence. For 24 hours, there was nothing. No posts. No leaks. No hashtags. Just digital stillness. Until a single joint post appeared on both Erica and Mendeecees' profiles. A photo, black and white, of a tiny hand curled around both their fingers. The caption read, "No more rumors. Just family." The internet exploded, not with judgment, but with something unexpected: relief. Influencers paused their commentary. Blogs published reflective think pieces. One headline read, "From scandal to stillness, when a baby ends the drama we started." The network aired a soft tribute segment, opting out of a full birth special. The producers cited a shift in tone and promised future episodes would focus on healing, parenting, and private growth. Public opinion thawed. Comment sections filled with warmth. Even the most hardened skeptics paused to say, maybe this is what they needed all along. The DNA test? It could wait. The drama? It faded, for now. What remained was something more honest, more sacred than any tweet or confession. A beginning. As nurses bustled in and out, monitors beeping like a soundtrack to her fear and anticipation, friends and family waited in a private lounge, phones muted but notifications aflutter with fan updates, each ping a reminder that this birth was more than a private moment. It was a culmination of weeks of rumors, lawsuits, and leaked secrets. As contractions grew stronger, Erica's doula reminded her to breathe, to focus on the life she was bringing into the world rather than the scandal that had shadowed her. "Pregnancy, you are stronger than you know," the doula whispered, encouraging her to channel every ounce of resolve into each push. Somewhere in the hallway, Mendez paused, drawing in a steadying breath. A doctor emerged, nodding toward him, and in that instant he nodded back, steeling himself for whatever came next. Cameras were barred from the delivery room, but behind the closed door the couple's hands met across an expanse of crisp white sheets, their fingers entwined in silent solidarity. After what felt like both an eternity and a heartbeat, the cries of a newborn cut through the tension. "It's a boy," the nurse announced softly, placing the tiny bundle on Erica's chest. Tears streamed down her face as Mendez stepped in, his hand trembling as he brushed back a lock of damp hair from the baby's forehead. The moment transcended every rumor. For a heartbeat there was only love and relief. "We did it, we did it," Mendez whispered, voice thick. Erica's eyes, bright with joy and exhaustion, met his. "He's everything," she replied. Their shared gaze spoke volumes. Despite everything, they had created new life together. Out in the family lounge, a hush fell before jubilation erupted. Erica's mother wept into a handkerchief, hugging Omar. Rosa, who had paced the corridor for hours on the other side. Jamal sent rapid-fire texts to Mendez's cousins, telling them to come to the hospital. A photographer from the network caught the moment on video. Footsteps, warm embraces, hushed congratulations before the families retreated, wanting to give the new parents a moment of privacy. Yet word spread instantly online. Fans flooded timelines with congratulatory messages and prayers, choosing to celebrate first and debate later. Hours later, settled in a softly lit postpartum room, Erica and Mendez reviewed the most viral moment of their lives. A close friend recorded a quick phone clip, no faces, just a glimpse of the newborn's tiny hand wrapped around Mendez's finger. "We have him, Mendeecees," said voice, a blend of pride and wonder. That clip, shared by a trusted insider account, garnered millions of views in minutes. Comments overflowed with excitement. Some offered parenting advice, others apologized for prior judgments. It felt like a momentary truce in the war of public opinion, proof that amidst scandal and strategy, family still came first. Yet even in this sanctuary, the shadow of the DNA question lingered. Later that evening, after Erica dozed with the baby cradled on her chest, Mendez gently woke her. "It's time," he said softly. Erica nodded, understanding that the promise of clarity required action. Together they recorded a video statement. Mendez spoke first, his tone earnest. "I want to honor my word. We will do a DNA test once our son is strong enough," he pledged. Erica added, her voice steady despite fatigue, "This child deserves truth and love, nothing less." The video ended with them kissing their son's forehead as they uploaded it to their joint page. They braced for the reactions that would follow. Within moments the post lit up with notifications. Messages of support poured in. "This is real love, congratulations, and thanks for keeping the promise." Critics too responded. "Why wait? Is this enough?" Yet the majority seemed moved by the couple's unity in fulfilling their commitment. The network watching engagement numbers soar, announced plans to air a special episode showcasing birth highlights and the promise of the DNA test, framing it as the next step in the family's journey rather than a sensational ploy. Behind the scenes, lawyers prepared the paperwork for a voluntary paternity test to be administered once the baby turned 6 weeks old. Mendez's attorney drafted an agreement outlining test protocols, confidentiality measures, and public release of results. Erica's counsel reviewed every clause, ensuring her privacy and that of their son were protected. The negotiation was meticulous, a far cry from the chaos of leaked rumors. Both sides agreed that dragging legal battles into the courtroom would only harm the child's well-being. Instead, they chose a path forward rooted in cooperation and mutual respect. As dawn broke on the next day, the network aired The special interweaving footage of the labor room door family congratulations and the video statement about the DNA test narrators spoke in warm tones about new beginnings and the power of promises kept viewers tuned in by the millions, some moved to tears, others skeptical but engaged. At the end the screen faded to black with text, "Next chapter," the DNA test, inviting viewers to stay tuned for the unfolding truth. Social media buzzed with anticipation. Denapter and Moo Baby trended, signaling that despite weeks of acrimony the public remained invested in this family story. In the quiet that followed the broadcast, Erica held her son close, feeling the weight of what they had endured. Mendeecees sat beside her, tracing patterns on a hospital blanket. "We're going to be okay," he said, more to reassure himself than her. Erica nodded, her heart full yet wary. The road ahead, co-parenting, navigating fame, facing a world that never forgets, would test them in new ways. But for this moment as father and mother they found peace in their shared promise. Outside the hospital, fans gathered to leave flowers and notes of support, transforming sidewalks into makeshift shrines of hope. Gossip blogs shifted tone, focusing on the birth and the promise rather than the scandal. Commentators reflected on how quickly public narratives can change when new life takes center stage. Some even called for a reevaluation of prior judgments, acknowledging that a rush DNA test rumor had overshadowed the humanity at the heart of the story. Amid the flowers and well-wishes, however, a final whisper of tension surfaced. An unverified text appeared on a fan forum claiming to be from a lab coordinator, suggesting that the voluntary test agreement included a clause allowing Erica to delay testing if the baby was unwell. The text read, "We can adjust timeline based on health, but document must remain." Fans pounced. Was this a sign of lingering mistrust or a practical safeguard? The leak reignited debate, just as the IC world paused to celebrate, reminding everyone that in this tale certainty is always on hold. And so, with a newborn in their arms and a promise on the horizon, Erica and Mendeecees stepped into the next chapter. The birth had unified them momentarily, but the DNA test loomed as the ultimate arbiter of truth. As you watch them navigate these uncharted waters, remember that real life often plays out in the margins of scandal, where love, trust, and the future of a child hang in delicate balance. The next move could come with a simple lab result or with the unexpected choices of two parents determined to define their own story. You've witnessed the tension, the leaks, the courtroom battles, and finally the moment when new life offered a chance at unity. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Erica and Mendeecees will keep their promise and deliver a clear answer for their son's sake, or will doubts and delays continue to cloud this story? What lesson do you take from their journey about trust, communication, and the cost of public scrutiny? Share your thoughts below. Tell us which moment moved you most and where you think their path leads next. Your voice matters, and by joining the conversation you helped shape the narrative beyond the headlines. If this deep dive into their lives kept you on the edge of your seat, click like to show your support and subscribe to stay updated on every development from the pending DNA test to life as new parents under the spotlight. Ring the bell so you never miss an episode of our exclusive coverage where we peel back the curtain on reality television's biggest dramas. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter of Erica and Mendeecees' story.